Hello and welcome back to this video series on Python's Pandas package. In this video, we will learn about filters, sorting, and group by functions of the Pandas package. So let's get started. The first thing we need to do is import the Pandas package, and this time we will pull data from the Wikipedia web page, the same data about the world population. So we will use read HTML method with our HTML data frame, and we'll call pandas read HTML, and here we need to provide URL. So this is our URL of the page, and I'll paste. So in the data frame HTML, we have the list of data frames which is returned by the read HTML method. So we need to test just the first table of the web page, which is this population data. So it should be on the first index of the list. So I will just set the df HTML to the first index of the list, so that is where the when I print this, we have successfully imported our data from this web page. You can see our column names in of the data frame are not uh, very easy to read or be accessed. So let's first change the column labels. So here you can see I have called the data frame underscore HTML, and I will rename this to HTML, and I have called the rename function, and I will rename the country area column to just country, and the population 2023 to this one. So when I run this, now our column name should be, yeah, you can see before our column names were like this. Now our column names have changed to much simpler versions. Okay, so we have now changed our column names, and it's like very easy now to access to be accessed. Uh, the other thing that we want to do is now you can see the population in 2022 and 2023 columns uh, are in millions, or sometimes for these ones for India and China it's in billions. So let's first change to a round number. You'll divide this by these both columns by 1 million. So then this will be much easier to understand or read this number. So we'll do that by, okay, in this line you can see I am calling the data frame, and you can see this is a new column name. And this means when I assign a new column name, it will create a new column in the data frame. And we are assigning the new column the values, like we are dividing the population 2022 by number 1 million, and it should create another column which will contain somehow round figures about the of the population. Similarly, we will do the same for 2023. We'll create a new column in the data frame, and we'll divide the 2023 population column by 1 million. So now if I print the data frame, and we'll see we have two new columns, and here you can see we have population 2022 and 2023 in round numbers, and here you can see 1417 million, and this is I think for, yeah, it's for India, and for China we have similarly for 1425. So and for United States, we have 338 million. So this is now easy to read and makes more sense. The other numbers was quite lengthy and was not as easy to get with it. Okay, so we have these new columns, and another thing we will do is we will create another column, one more column. We have here a change. We'll subtract the population of 2022 from column 2020. So we have change here in this column, but this is in percentage. But we want this change to be in the exact number. We don't want the percentage. So for that, again, so in order to get the difference from 2023 and 2022, I'm subtracting the column values population number from 2022 from the population columns in 2023, and that difference will be saved. It will create another column in the data frame, and that will be called the change number. So when I run this kind of code, now we should have another column in the data frame. And yeah, we can see now another column, and here for India, so the first one is in 2023 we have 1428 million. Here we have 1417 million. So the difference is 11.45 million. And we have the same number of difference for all the countries. So so we have now cleaned up and created some new data columns. Now let's do some filtering on these values. So the first thing is we want to get or access particular column. We don't want to view all the columns. So how will we do that? We'll call first the data frame, which is HTML. And if you want to view just single column, you can just add a string, and that string should be the column name. Suppose I just want to view the country. I think it's capital. Yeah. So you can see we just got the country name because I'm accessing only the country column. But if I want to view multiple columns but not all the data frame, so in that case I will pass a list of column names. So I'm passing the country name and the population 2022 million, and another column I want to access is population 2023 million, and the next column is the change number. Now, oh, I think just the parentheses, yeah. So you can see now out of the data frame, we are now seeing only the four columns that we passed as a list to the data frame. So that's how you view so that's how you can view particular columns from the data frame. Next, let's see how we can filter data in the data frame. I want to see the countries which has population more than 40 million in 2023, right? So how will I do that? I'll call again the data frame, and in the data frame here in the first case, I will pass the again call the data frame. Now on which column I want to apply the filter, I'll apply a filter on 2023 population million column, and I want to say that here in 2023 the uh, population is greater than 40 million. So now when I run this, oh, it should be df HTML, right? So you can see these are the countries uh, which has population more than 40 million in 2023. Yeah. So now we are seeing the complete data frame, like not complete data frame, but all the columns from the data frame. Suppose I just want to see the country names and the population. So here, in alongside the HTML, I will pass again just the column, the list of columns that I want to see. So the first column will be again country, and the second column will be the same population in 2023. Now, if I run this, now you can see I can only access the country and population in 2023 in million. So this part is the filter which is applied on the column population 2023 million, and this part is the column names that we want to use. Here you are accessing the rows indexes, and here you are accessing the uh, column labels, column indices. Okay, so that's it for filtering data, and you can also apply multiple filters. Like here, we were just applying one filter, population 2023 million is greater than 40 million. We can also apply this multiple filters. So in this case, suppose I also want to see if the for applying multiple filters, you will need to surround each filter by parentheses, and here you should apply the logical operator which you want, suppose and or in this case I'm applying and operator, and another filter which I want to apply should be again in parentheses and df HTML, and in this case I want to apply this filter on another column which is continent region, right? I should, I think, let me do it this way. Oh, yeah, this one. So now this is in the land, and for continent region I want to see it should be equal to Africa. Okay, yeah. Okay, so again, this part is for the columns indexing, which columns I want to access, and this part is for the rows. The filters are applied on rows, and the filters are, so the first filter is surrounded by the parentheses, and we want to see the population greater than 40, and the continent region should be Africa. And now you can see we have the list of these countries. These all countries are from Africa, and their population is more than uh, 40 million. So you can apply as many filters as you want, but you just need to in the middle of in between filters, you just need to apply any logical operation like for AND operation. This is the character that you want to use, and for OR operations, you need to use pipe, and that's it. And you can apply as many filters as you want. So the next thing you want to do is sorting, how to sort the data frame or the filter values. So suppose I want to sort the data frame by change number, right? And so here on the data frame, I have called the function to sort value, and the sorting value is applied on the change number. So the data frame will be changed, will be sorted based on the change number, and the ascending order is equal to false. And this means that uh, the data frame will not now be sorted in. So now when I run this line of code, you can see, yeah, so it's sorted based on the change number. That's why. So the maximum change occurred in the data frame is in the world. So and then we have the maximum change occurred is 11 million, which is in India, and then in Nigeria 5 million. So so that was uh, on descending order. Now, if I change the false to true, now we should see the data frame in ascending order based on the change in number. So you can see here we can see so we have minus values as well, negative values as well in Ukraine, Japan, Russia, China, Italy. In these countries, the change is occurring in negative numbers. So the population has actually decreased. You can also sort the data frame by multiple columns. In this case, we want to sort the data frame by population in 2023 and change number. We are also again passing the list of Boolean values, false and true. So the ascending order is false for population 2023 and the ascending order is true for change in number. So this will also sort the data frame based on population in ascending order, in descending order, and for the change number, it will sort the data frame on descending order, on ascending order. So when I run this code again, you can see we have sorted the data frame based on these two columns. Next, we will see how we can apply the group by function. Like we can group data based on um, columns in categories, and we will do that by, so in this line, we are calling the data frame to group the column, group the data by column in continent region, and apply the aggregate method sum on change number. And here you will see the first 20 columns, the first 20 rows out of this sum group. So when I run this line, I think I need to on this. Right. So in this case, we are grouping data by continent, and for each continent, the sum of change number is calculated. Here you can see we have Africa, and for Africa, the total sum of change occurred is 33 million, and for Americas, it's 6.7 million. For Asia, it's 33 million, and for Europe, it's minus 2.2. So this is how you can group data from a data frame based on columns from selecting categories from one column and applying the aggregate method. It can be sum or mean or anything on another column. So instead of sum, I can also call the mean method. It will give me the mean of population in total Africa. Uh, Similarly, I think I can also apply on standard deviation, which is zero point 0.9 something. So there are multiple statistical methods that you can apply on these columns as aggregate methods. That's how we see the grouping of the data. Now we'll see how to get the pivot table. So the data frame also contains pivot table function. So there is a pivot table function we can call on data frame, and here you have to pass the certain parameters like values, which values you want to show or uh, apply the aggregate function on, and then the columns we want to show on the table, and then the name of the aggregate function. So when I run this line of code, here we have on the columns we have the continents, and in the table row we have the sum of the population from each for each continent, sum of the change of population in the continent. So that's how we can create the pivot table. Another thing is we can apply is the index, but I'm not sure if index will make more sense in this example, but just to know about it, I will add the index as the index column. So this will be another dimension added in the pivot table. So now we have the columns. It will also add the indexes. So when I run this, you can see now we have countries as another dimension, and this is not making sense for every because every country does not belong to every continent. That's why it's not making sense. Since our data is limited, I did not find any column that would correlate with each other so that every value belongs to other value in the column. That's why I was not adding text in the first example. So just to let you know that there is the index option as well, like you can add another dimension in your pivot table. So if you have your data set which you want to add and which you need to add another dimension as index, then you can use the index parameter as well. So I'll remove it back and come back to our previous code version, and we have again our change numbers, just a single row. Okay, so that's it for the grouping and the pivot table. Let's see how we can apply a dynamic method or we can create the dynamic function which will be applied on the data frame or a single column. So let's say that we want to get the mean. Suppose you want to get the mean from the 2022 and 2023 column. So then you have the apply method, and within the apply method, you need to pass the function. So in this case, I will first import NumPy package. So NumPy is another Python package mostly used for mathematical operations and sometimes statistical as well. So it's very diverse and very versatile package. You need to investigate this too. So I'll import this NumPy package, and from NumPy package I will call the mean function, and this mean will be applied on both the 2022 and 2023 columns. Then it will finally return to me the mean of from both columns. So when I run this line of code, and you can see we have the mean value from the population in 2022, and it was 67.3, and in 2023 it went up by a fraction of 0.5 something, like so now in 2023 it's 67.89. So that's how you can apply any function. Similarly, you can do the sum as well. You can also create your dynamic function, your own function. Like in this case, I have created this to upper. It will get any value and convert it to string, and then we can convert it to upper and return it back. We can also apply this to upper function on our data frame or as a single column. So we'll run this now. So we'll use this to upper function to change our country names to uppercase, right? Here you can see I'm on data frame, the data frame country column. I'm applying to upper function, this one, and let's see how it does that. Okay, so we got all our country names in the capital letter. So that's how you can create your own functions and apply it on a particular column or the complete data frame. This is very useful when you have, so one of the case that you will want to create uh, your own dynamic functions is sometimes in your data you have different date formats. In some cases, the year in the date is represented in just 2 digits, but in some cases it's represented in 4 digits. And also the format of the date is sometimes European, sometimes or American, and so on. So you can create your own function and apply it on the date column so that all the date formats is aligned into a single format, and that's how you can clean up or your modify your data to create your own dynamic functions and then apply it uh, on your data frame or on a single column. Okay, so that's it for this video. We learned how to sort, filter, and group data in the data frame. Please like this video and make sure to subscribe my channel. This will motivate me to create further such useful content in the future. So see you in the next video. Thank you.